Yesterday I had a chance to go back to and visit my own high school, Cottonwood High School, class of 1981. No matter what, your high school is always a part of your life, and that will always be. I walked the halls, I found my locker, and I found some of the classes and remembered some of the experience that I had. As I walked the halls, I stopped upon the Cottonwood Hall Wall of Fame. This is a place that we honor famous people who graduated from Cottonwood High School. People like Jeff Crockett, Victor Shapiro, Mark Walgren, Grant Frusk, and a few others. Yeah, I didn't know them either. The funny thing is most of them on the wall attended when I attended Cottonwood High School. I didn't know them then, and I don't know them now, but they're still famous. The most amazing thing is that Cottonwood Hall of Fame is that I was not on the wall. I could not believe that I was not on the Wall of Fame. Brad Sorensen, our area administrator, was not on the wall either. I wanted to put my picture up and say, hey, I'm famous, I should be famous, I have an extraordinary life. Though the thousands and thousands of students that attended Cottonwood High School, I kind of realized that we're just average. Like you, I sat at my high school graduation planning out my future. I knew for sure that I was going to be rich and famous and I'd make a mark on the world. In my mind's eye, I could see me perfectly accomplishing everything I ever dreamed to do. In reality, I grew up just average. I'm just your average Joe, doing average things in my life. But my message to you today is it's okay to be average. This arena is full of average people, and it's not bad to be average, especially if you're happy. I believe our society has failed you young people, and on behalf of our society, I apologize to you. When did we get the notion that you're only good if you succeed at everything? When did we decide that you're not worthy of our love and our affection if you fall short? Why do we only look at the perfections and we hide our imperfections? We all have imperfections. Even those who made the Cottonwood Hall of Fame have weaknesses and imperfection. My classmate, Rick Evans, he made the Cottonwood Hall of Fame, but I know Rick. He's had struggles and failures, but society only sees Richard Paul Evans, the acclaimed author, in his great success. But Rick would likely say he's just average. The very definition of average is the central tendency of collected data. Each of us will have highs and lows, but most of us will live our lives in the middle. It's impossible to be the best at everything in your life. The truth is, we are all average, and it's okay to be average. When I say it's okay to be average, I do not mean that we should not strive for excellence. We should. We should be our very own best. The problem with our society is we're trying to be someone else's very best. We use standards of other people to determine our own self-worth. As a result, depression sets in. The feeling that we just don't measure up. And we finally start to give up. Dark clouds of frustration set in, and we get a false perception of who we really are. This year, we've lost some amazing Mustangs who had a distorted view of their own self-worth. They lost the vision of how much we really love them. If they could only see the hole that they left in our hearts when they left us. Each of us must admit if we were to die today, we would be genuinely missed. Mustangs, if you're trying to find hope and happiness, please speak up. And we'll all come running to help you. Thanks to each of you who reached outside yourself this year and lifted a struggling Mustang. It truly takes a village. Too often, we feel that we cannot measure up, but we're using the wrong measuring sticks. We need to measure ourselves against reality, not society. Maybe you are just like me, average, and average is good enough. I'm not saying that you should shoot for the ground instead of the stars. You should have every goal and aspiration as we journey through life. But do not give up when you fall short. Get up, dust yourself off, and move on. Life is worth moving on. Graduates do not remember anything else. Remember this. Please make it your life mission to find happiness, and then help someone else find that happiness. There are so many people around us who are not happy. You already know this, but life is not always going to be fair. As you journey through life, roadblocks of trials and tribulations are going to rob you of your happiness. Don't let unexpected events rob you of what matters most. In every life circumstance, look for happiness. It's okay to be average as long as you hold on to hope and happiness. This should be your life mission. Today, we honor amazing accomplishments of you Mustangs. As you stood, we're in awe of your extraordinary things that you've done, and while being a student here at Herriman High School. We failed to mention your struggles and your roadblocks as part of your journey. Some of you students didn't stand. I personally applaud you today for being average. The only way to accomplish what really matters is to find your happiness, and happiness is not found in obtaining, is found in attaining your life balance. Brigham Young, who was the founder of this valley, said that every person should have 8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, and 8 hours of fun every day. How you doing, Mustangs? Our society, even our schools, are robbing you from the balance of overworking you and making you miss that needed sleep and needed play. As you move into your college careers, please find balance in this happiness. Happiness is not found. Happiness is found in the good you see in others and then yourself. We need to advertise our own good, and especially to ourselves. Never let your expectations get in the way of your happiness. I'm a college professor, and I teach my students that 93% gets the same A grade as 100%, but it's a lot less stress. Go for 93% and have some fun along the way. So many people in our society have a mindset of overachieving, which is robbing us of our happiness. Grades will never define who you are. It's how you live that will. Find true happiness in being average. As you move forward in your life, remember that we can best honor our fallen Mustangs by finding that true happiness the rest of our lives, and then helping someone else find their way. This should be your life mission. You should always remember, success means doing the best we can with what we have. Success means doing, not getting, and trying, not in the triumph. Success is personal standard of reaching the highest that's in us, becoming all we can be. Come on, Mustangs, let's find our success by being happy at being average. By authority vested in me as a duly elected member of the Jordan School Board, I hereby declare the class of 2018 of Herriman High School officially graduated, and happy to present you graduates with your diplomas.